Welcome back, creepers. It's Miss Creeps. Why do 75% of hikers avoid the haunted woods? The stories of eerie encounters and unexplained disappearances have kept many at bay. The forest, shrouded in mystery and fear, has a reputation that precedes it. Stephanie, Lindsay, and Jay were about to find out the hard way. They had heard the tales but dismissed them as mere folklore. Armed with curiosity and a sense of adventure, they decided to explore the infamous woods. It was a moonless night when they ventured in, flashlights flickering against gnarled trees. The darkness seemed to swallow their light, making the forest appear even more menacing. Stephanie felt a sense of dread, her heart pounding louder with each step. The deeper they went, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. Every rustle, every shadow seemed to be watching them. Lindsay clutched her arm, whispering, "Did you hear that?" Her voice trembled, betraying her fear. The forest was alive with sounds, but none of them were comforting. Jay laughed nervously, trying to shake off the tension. "It's just the wind," he said, though he knew there was no breeze. The rustling leaves seemed to mock his attempt at bravery. Leaves rustled, but there was no wind. The silence that followed was deafening, amplifying their fear. Shadows seemed to slither, wrapping around their ankles. The darkness played tricks on their minds, making them see things that weren't there. Or perhaps things that were. Suddenly, a distant cry pierced the air, freezing them in their tracks. It was a sound unlike any they had heard before, filled with anguish and despair. Stephanie's breath hitched as she turned, seeing ghostly figures weaving through the trees. Their translucent forms moved with an eerie grace, sending chills down her spine. "We need to go back," she urged, but the path had vanished, swallowed by the forest. Panic set in as they realized they were lost. Jay's flashlight flickered out, plunging them into darkness. The sudden loss of light made the forest seem even more sinister. Lindsay's scream echoed as cold hands brushed against her. She felt an icy touch on her skin, as if the forest itself was reaching out to claim her. The haunted woods had claimed another set of victims. No matter how fast they ran, the forest seemed to shift and change, trapping them in its labyrinth. They ran, but the forest twisted, leading them deeper into its heart. Every turn they took seemed to lead them further away from safety. Stephanie's voice trembled. "We're not alone." The realization that they were being watched, hunted, made their situation even more dire. As dawn approached, hope seemed like a distant memory. The first light of day brought no comfort, only the stark reality of their predicament. The eerie silence was broken only by their panicked breaths, and the unseen presence lurking just beyond the light's reach. The forest was alive with unseen eyes, watching their every move. As dawn